merciful. Bless the Lord, O my soul, all my being, bless his name. Bless the Lord and forget not God's benefits. The Lord is kind and merciful. The Lord is kind and merciful.
Welcome to Cathedral. I'm Father Greg Sakowicz. Special thanks once again to Mark Teresi and David Jonas for 5 years now. Provided beautiful music. So David and Mark, you make a wonderful team. So thank you very much. Special thanks once again to our brand new producer, Liz Fernandez, and assisted by or accompanied by Lori Doyle. Make a great team, the L&L sisters. So to Liz and Lori, thank you very much. We celebrate this weekend the 7th Sunday in Ordinary Time. It's hard to believe we are approaching the end of February, and so far this February has been rather snowy and very, very cold, but March is on the way. I'll begin this way. A visiting priest at a church was very long-winded with his homilies. Worse, every time he would make a good point during his homily, a member of the congregation responded with, "Amen," which only got him wound up even more, launched into another lengthy discourse. His homily went on and on and on. Finally, the pastor of the parish started responding every few sentences with, "Amen, Pharaoh." The guest priest wasn't sure what to make of it, but after several more "Amen, Pharaohs," the visiting priest finally concluded his long homily. After the Mass concluded, the congregation had left. The visiting priest turned to his host pastor and asked, "What exactly did you mean when you kept saying, 'Amen, Pharaoh'?" The pastor replied, "I was telling you to please let my people go." So if I hear "Amen, Pharaoh" this weekend at the Masses, I will know to kind of bring my homily to a close. An article entitled, "Have Mercy," the author says, "Some years ago, a friend I counted on failed me in a very extremely difficult situation. Immediately after the encounter, I took a long walk to blow off some steam. I'd gone no more than a half a block when I found a file card on the sidewalk with these words scrawled on it: 'Forgive, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.' It said, 'For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.' For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." I do not know how the card got there, but I knew it was an invitation to extend mercy. My friend was human and a sinner just like me. What a great line. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And someone could say, "Oh, what a coincidence that he found that note or file card on the ground." Remember, a coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. A coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Many of us in life, we make excuses, we procrastinate, we've been burned, we've been hurt by life. We listen in today's gospel, the 7th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Love your enemies, turn the other cheek, be compassionate as your loving Father is compassionate. Do not judge, do not condemn. Pardon, you shall be pardoned. For the measure you measure with, we measured back to you. For the measure you measure with, we measured back to you. A tough and challenging gospel, to say the least. How the readings today, especially the gospel, how do they relate to my life? Jesus said he wanted us to prove that we are his disciples by the way we love one another. I came across a commentary on the Gospel of John some years ago by St. Jerome, which sheds some interesting light on how the early church resonated with this insight. And it says, in his old age at Ephesus, Blessed John the Evangelist could barely be supported into the church on the arms of the disciples, nor could he say more than a few words when he got there. At each service, he would only repeat, "My little children, love one another. My little children, love one another. Finally, the disciples and brothers and sisters were wearied by such constant repetition. My little children, love one another. Said to him, Master, why do you always say the same thing over and over and over again? The reply was very simple, because it is the Lord's command, and if you only do this, it suffices. Jesus didn't ask us to have warm feelings for one another. He asked for love, for compassion, for mercy, for forgiveness. And that implies the will to cleanse oneself of selfishness. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. Here you are, or who you are, speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you are saying." Now, regarding God's unconditional love and mercy for us, true story. Starting the age of 8, my mother made me take piano lessons for 3 years. 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. I hated piano lessons. All I wanted to do was go outside and play football, basketball, and baseball with my friends. My mother made me practice, which I really did not like to practice. I really tried to get out of practice often. My piano teacher knew it. So one day my piano teacher was so frustrated because she could tell I had not been practicing even a simple piece. So she angrily said, but she tried to keep it under control. She took her finger, hit middle C, and said, "Mr. Sakowicz, this is middle C today. Hit middle C again. This is middle C yesterday. Hit middle C again. This is middle C forever. Our God is loving today, yesterday, and forever." And by the way, I regret not sticking with the piano. It was a gifted opportunity that I kind of wasted, and now I regret not being able to play the piano. You know, in life, we make excuses. As I mentioned earlier, we procrastinate. Know that wherever we find ourselves, we will find God. God is within us. We are never, ever alone. No matter where we are in life, and what situation you find yourself in, God is always there to help us. Go to the Lord in faith and trust and hope. Give ourselves over to God. You know, it sounds easy, but it's so hard. The Lord says, "Trust me, I will always carry you." Remember this, there is no greater invitation to love than loving first. And a holy saint once said, "I sought my soul, but my soul I could not see. I sought my God eluded me. I sought my neighbor, and I found all three." I like that. I sought my soul, but my soul I could not see. I sought my God, but my God eluded me. I sought my neighbor, and I found all three. If we are going to die soon, and only one phone call that we could make, who would you call, and what would you say? I guess my question is, and why are we waiting? Amen. May God bless all of you. Have a blessed and holy week.
I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you, and you are mine. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you, and you are mine. Seek the face of the Lord and long for him. He will bring you his care and his love. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you, you are mine. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have